Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Advice to Householders, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. In today's satsang, we will continue the role of education, and yesterday we had covered how children should be educated. So, true spiritual education. Spiritual ideas should be given to children, but since people do not have a healthy understanding of the true meaning of spirituality, they often separate the spiritual from the material. Also, in their eagerness to train their children, parents generally err and, in the name of spirituality, impose their grossly frustrated personalities upon their children. Therefore, you hear so much about cruelty that occurs when children are trained to become everything that the parents are not. Parents, finding in themselves many weaknesses that they cannot remove, want the child to be perfect, free from all those weaknesses. This type of attempt to build perfection in order in other people without bringing perfection within oneself is an erroneous movement. Children are disciplined, they are put into great trouble in the name of the discipline, in the name of making them ethically perfect, training them to be pious, religious, etc. So, religion and life lived in a healthy way, is important. Religion is sincerity, religion is communing with love. So, it is important not to adopt extreme measures in any direction and to provide conditions so that the children draw from themselves the inherent power with which they are born. That is exactly the meaning of education. Give them the freedom to make good decisions and you be their guide. Education is to draw out from yourself what you have. To encourage aspiration for greater things, all you need to do is awaken an interest in the child. The moment a true interest is awakened, the child will follow that pursuit with intense concentration. If a child develops an interest in self realization as the goal, he will start to read books that will help him reach that goal. Later, when the child goes to school and starts studying other subjects, you may become more concerned with practical realities and may say to the child, now do not read the Gita, do not read the Upanishads because they won't enable you to pass the examination. Read only your subjects. And you may even create various barriers for the child. Yet he will find time without upsetting you to follow the pursuit if he has a deep interest in it. Therefore, the art for parents is to plant in the child a profound interest, then leave the child to pursue it. Just guide here and there. Do not go after every detail. For parents to present higher thought patterns in the environment of their children, certain conditions must be present. Firstly, the parents must have a higher understanding themselves and be sincerely working towards their own evolution and personality integration. Secondly, there must not be disharmony between the parents. Thirdly, the parents must not seek too many amusements outside. They should find time to be with their children, talking to them, playing with them, interacting with them. Children provide an excellent panorama of experiences for the parents. The parents, in turn, provide an interesting environment in which the personality of their children can unfold. Therefore, do not allow the children to just watch TV or video games or cell phones all the time. It is a terrible defect in the present civilization that parents leave the children completely at the mercy of mechanized entertainment, and the children grow up as cold, calculating, and insensitive. Therefore, they bring pain to their parents and pain to the society also. Rather, come in contact with the children by telling them stories and parables, participate in their lives, and come closer to their world. Education is not limited to just training children how to read and write. Education is sharing your life, allowing a child to imbibe vibrations which are necessary for his growth. As it has been pointed out to you before, bringing forth children is not merely an accidental development in the pursuit of pleasure, but according to the Hindu tradition, it is a powerful responsibility, a powerful yoga. If that responsibility is not understood properly, a person should not become a grihastha or a householder and bring forth children he is not prepared to deal with. On the other hand, if you learn the art of being a sincere and responsible parent, you are practicing a more intense form of yoga. Your doing good to the child enables you in turn to evolve faster. You are not educating the child for the child's sake alone, but for your sake as well. It is within the perspective of education yourself that nature has provided a conjunction of a soul with you. You must help bring out all the qualities that the child can unfold under your protection and guidance. When children bloom into wonderful personalities, when they turn towards life which is universal and truly healthy, and when they become enlightened sages, they benefit themselves, the parents, the forefathers, and the entire world. That should be the goal of all of education. What is what is true education, in other words? Education is meant to bring out your hidden talents and to enable you to discover your essential nature and fulfill the purpose of your existence. Why did you come to this world? What is the purpose? That is the key question. In so doing, you serve humanity in the best possible ways. For the vast majority of people, however, the concept of education is extremely limited. People who have big titles or degrees from universities are recognized as educated people, and relatively speaking, that definition is perfectly correct. However, from the point of view of the ideological and philosophical understanding of education, that definition remains shallow. Simply having big degrees, a lot of recognition, name, fame, and many titles does not imply that the person is educated in the true sense. To be educated in the more profound sense implies being able to develop your human potential and higher human values, to be able to handle your mental stress, to be able to live with people with adaptability, to develop the divine qualities of the soul, humility, goodness of the heart, compassion, selflessness. If these are lacking, one is not educated. Let me relate to you a well known parable. Once a group of scholars entered a boat. One was a mathematician, another was a literary giant, another was a scientist. And in the course of conversation, each asked questions of the boatman. The mathematician asked him, "Have you ever read a treatise on mathematics, or have you had any experience with mathematics?" The boatman replied, "No, just accounting some mangoes and vegetables, but nothing beyond that." The mathematician said, "Then you have lost half of your life, since you have never had the joy and the thrill one experiences in possessing a mathematical talent." The boatman felt miserable and said, "What can I do? I was born in a poor family. I could never be educated." Similarly, the scientist spoke about the wonderful strides taken in physics, in chemistry, in astronomy, and so many other branches of science. "Do you have any idea," he asked the boatman, "about the vastness of the knowledge in science?" And the boatman said, "No, sir, I am a poor man." "Then you have lost a lot of your life. You missed most of the joy of life," the scientist told the boatman. And the literary man said, "Have you read Shakespeare or any other great poet? Have you experienced the joy of reading novels?" The boatman replied, "No, sir, sorry, I have read nothing. I am illiterate." Now they all pitied him, and he himself felt very miserable and unfortunate. But as the boat proceeded on its course through the river, it was caught by a whirlpool and tossed it from side to side. At this point, the boatman said, "Do any of you know how to swim? Now we are in a difficult predicament and we may have to jump." They all replied, "No, we don't know how to swim." The boatman said, "Well, in that case, now all of your life is gone, not just 50%. The moral of the story is that you may have extraordinary talents, you may be a computer expert, you may be a great mathematician, you may know how to erect a bridge or build a condominium, but whether certain problems develop at home, when they do, whenever you are going through stress and difficult situations, can you handle them? When you suddenly hear something shocking, the doctor informing that you have a terminal disease, what happens to your mental balance? Then can you handle that? When some challenging situation actually develops in life, all your accomplishments do not come to your aid. Then you feel as if you are drowning. On the other hand, there are people who are not so educated from the academic point of view, but they can handle stressful situations. They can keep calm in adversity. They have mature judgments in difficult situations, and they can advise others. They radiate a sense of comfort and inspiration to others. Are not these people more educated than so many students that are being manufactured, or so many universities that are busy turning out degrees year after year? So we should keep education in perspective, and it should make us good human beings before we become intellectual beings. So with this we conclude our satsang for today. I will see you in tomorrow's satsanga. Swami Nikhilananda. Hari Om Tat Sat.